Yes, please.
Does that apply for resolution 85?
Mhm.
That apply for resolution 85 as well? When in regards to the specific to the contract.
Good question.
Yes, 85. Or, so I'm gonna see what the contract name is, who the bidder was, lowest responsible bidder. I'm gonna do base bid and allowance, that number, then alternates, and then the total.
Always.
They made them put it together like that so people would know.
Get this.
'Cause before, this wasn't like this.
Figured out.
How you want me to, all right, do you want me to give the address to?
No.
Okay, so just that, their name,
Paying them.
and then a bid amount, the
Mm.
total of it. Okay, all right.
Instead of just fixing
Is there another one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know that we just found out that she was the one that left us, so I'm not sure. Is it on?
I'll tell you one thing. I was like 10 years out of college.
Oh, I don't know. I just know she just left us these.
It was called Velocity LSAT.
That's good from what I
You
read.
have to take that
Yeah.
test.
Very
So
good.
like a lot of
Wilmington has it, Philly has it.
not what you need to know, like how.
And now we gonna have it.
So I think
I seen it on the news.
Yeah.
When you said Philly, I'm like, this kind of sounds familiar.
you do all 4 in the 30. Like, so they're like, just do 3 best you can, and then just hope for the best on the others. You'd be better off like going, like, so things like that. So like really help my strategy. Yeah. Yeah. And let me know if you actually donors.
Are you going to the town hall tonight?
Yep. I said, well, I guess I'll be here all day.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Sure.
I do wanna, are we not live, are we?
I don't know.
All right. Good morning. Hey, good morning and welcome to the City of Chester Council meeting for today, Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. As always, we start with a prayer, invocation, followed by the pledge. This morning we have the pleasure of having an old timer come back, Pastor Charles Priest from New Life Temple Church. He is a former Chester police officer and a Chester resident. Good morning. Good morning. Slide on over. We're going to put a microphone in your hand. And all rise.
Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, God, we call on you right now. God, lifting up the city council, the mayor, all the councilwomen, councilmen, oh God, witness all of the city officials, lifting it up to you right now. God, we ask now that you be with the commissioner, oh God, of the police department. God, every officer that's out there helping up our citizens. God, bless the city right now. We speak unity over this city right now. Bless this meeting right now, God. Have your way right now. God, we ask this in the mighty name of Jesus. We thank you right now because we know that you do all things well. We bless you. Thank you, God, for allowing that young man to come back home. Oh, God, from the hospital and all that he went through. God, we pray healing over his life. In the mighty name of Jesus, we ask and pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Madam Clerk, let's have a roll call.
Councilors Gibson Williams.
Present.
Green.
Present.
West.
Councilwoman.
Present by phone.
Davis.
Present.
Mayor Roots.
Present. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from July 9th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. This is the time to hear from you guys. Public comment on agenda items only. Just as a reminder, the agenda is on that table outside that you can grab on the way in. Moving on. Council, any old business, new business you guys want to share?
Well, we have a couple of events that are coming up in August. One is the Get Plugged In Block Party on the 23rd from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And if you want more information, you can go to gettingpluggedin2025@gmail.com. The other event that's taking place is going to be the Nicole Dean and Tips, along with the City of Chester and Chester Upland School District. It's the Back to School Resource Fair.
Who's Nicole Dean?
Oh, he's a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, he healed now. And he's bringing his organization here to the City of Chester. And so if anyone has children that need to be registered, you can look on the city's website. There is a flyer that you can share as well as a link to register. They're also looking for vendors. So if anyone knows of any vendors, have them to fill out the form so that they can attend. If anybody knows of any hairstylists, because the boys are getting their hair cut, they're gonna do like 50 to 100 haircuts. But what about our ladies? So if anyone knows of anyone who does hairs that are licensed cosmetologists, please let me know, as I'd like to partnership with them and making sure we can get 50 to 100 girls hair done as well. That's all I had.
I'll just say that reiterate that the vendor application is online for the Peace, Love, and Unity Festival. Vendor spots are filling up really quickly. So we have a few left, so any community members or businesses out there that would like to vend at the Peace, Love, and Unity Festival, please either email me or you can go right online and submit the application. And also, all of council, we all had the opportunity, and Mayor had the opportunity to welcome Nalik home this week. So,
Yes.
and if you know Nalik was the 8-year-old that was hit in a hit and run on 9th and Tillman. And so such a blessing to see him come home, and he was even singing. And so we just want to welcome him home, and him and his family is in our continued prayer. So welcome home, Nalik.
Remind people when
The festival is Saturday, September 13th. It's going to be right in front of City Hall, spanning from City Hall to the train station from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Have live music and entertainers all day. It's going to be a great, great festival. So come on out, bring your family, your friends, lottie-dottie, and everybody.
And I would just like to piggyback off of what Councilman Green said. First and foremost, definitely thank you for organizing that event to make sure we brought Nalik home in a well-presented fashion with love and respect. So I greatly appreciate you for spearheading that. I would like to thank our first responders, our fire department, our police department, for showing out. Our community members who are all out there, our family, the City of Chester family showed up, and I was super excited to see that. I definitely got a little emotional out there just to see the joy that we brought to that young man's face coming home, his home, our city, the City of Chester. And I just want to emphasize, that it's important. That's important for us to really rally around each other and show that we are a community, we are a family, and the people that serve and protect us are out there every day. And it was just a blessing to see. So I just want to reiterate that. I want to say thank you all so much, because as a born and raised Chester person, it's just a blessing to see. So thank you all.
Great. I'll follow up on that. Nyleek is an 8-year-old who got hit by a bus. He was just a rambunctious, fun-loving 8-year-old.
Got off the bus.
What did I say?
He got hit by a bus.
Thank you. When he got off the bus, coming from school, he's now a quadriplegic. Right now he's in a wheelchair. The only thing he can pretty much move is from the neck up. He requires continuous care. There is a GoFundMe out there. I just don't have the name, it's a little long, but for any of you who have a heart to contribute, I would recommend, if you are going to contribute, most contributions in tragedies like this, people contribute right away, and that's the last time they contribute. In a case like his, I'm going to encourage anyone who want to support the family, who has to support him in this difficult situation, and it's going to be for a very long time, to contribute a very small amount, but on a monthly basis. $5 a month would go a long way if there were 100, 200, 300 people doing just that. $5 a month. So please consider that. He is home now. The first question I asked him was, "Aren't you happy to be home?" And his response was, "No." And I was like, "What's wrong?" He says, so many friends and family were around him. He says, "Everybody wants to be my boss now." The kid is a lot of fun. It's amazing to see how sharp he is and how bitter he isn't. He's enjoying life the best way that he can right now. So I'm begging you, if you can just support, a little bit every month, it would go a long way for the family. I have a couple things. I meant to do this at the last council meeting, and it's to recognize a couple athletes from Chester High School. It's from the female, the girls' track team. We have some real stars, and 2 of them were first team All-Delco, and that's a rare occasion where we get 2 Chester athletes to be on first team of any sport. So I'm just going to read a little blurb on them both that were in the newspaper. Janaza Deary, I think it's pronounced. She's a 3-time All-Delco who will continue her career at Norfolk State. She continued to collect accolades this spring, though an injury at the States made for an anticlimactic ending to her outstanding career. She added 2 more Delco titles as a senior in the 200-meter and the 400-meter race. For those of you who aren't track friendly, 400 meters is 4 times around, 200 meters is 2 times around the track. I mean, that's what I meant. 400 is 1 time around the track. Thank you, I'm so glad you're here. 200 is halfway around the track. What was I thinking? She finished 2nd in the 400 and 3rd in the 200 to get to the States. An injury during her 400 at the States cut short her time at the state championship. She finished the season as the top Delco runner in both the 200 and the 400 and was the 3rd fastest time in the 100. And then Dimira Allen, she's a junior, so she's going to be back next year. She's one of Delco's best hurdlers ever. She landed on the All-Delco team for the 3rd time. She tied a county record in the 100-meter hurdles, a mark set by Olympian Dawn Burrell in 1991. Dawn was at Darby Township. Yeah, she's out in that area, but she's local, and her brother was an Olympian too. Then Dimira broke it again. Well, she broke the record to win the District 1 Class 3A title. She finished 1st in the preliminaries at the States. So the next race would have been the finals, and then some crazy mix-up at the States disqualified her from participating in the finals, which still has me, like, it just boggles the mind that they wouldn't let her participate. A big reason why they didn't let her participate is that the team is so small. And we need to encourage, you know, our young people just to get involved in sports. The track team, there's a lot of events in track. It's called track and field. But for the most part, we only have a few people on each team. So individually, they come home with medals, but as a team, we can never win because we never have enough athletes that compete. And that was part of the reason why she couldn't compete in the finals. But we've tried to get the track team here, you know, during the season, and the scheduling hasn't worked out. But I just wanted to recognize those two. Like, they're more than outstanding athletes. They are top of class in Delco, and as you can see, Demira Allen is on track, if she can just keep it going, to be an Olympic hopeful. So let's keep an eye on those young ladies. No ordinances, but we have a few resolutions. Madam Clerk.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize testing to be given by the Civil Service Board to all eligible candidates for the position of patrol officer in the Chester Police Department. Further, that it does hereby authorize the proper city official to advertise for testing to establish a civil service list for the position.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Gibson, Whamms.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West. Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution, whereas pursuant to an advertisement for bids for the construction of a new public works facility, ARPA project number 27, for which bids were received on June 26, 2025 at 11 a.m. via the Penn Bid portal. Contract General Trades. The lowest responsible bidder was Davis Construction, and the bid amount totaling $4,825,353. The contract for electrical, the lowest responsible bidder was Hobbs and Company Incorporated. Their bid amount totaling $981,300. The contract for mechanical, the lowest responsible bidder was Vision Mechanical Incorporated. Their total amount of the bid was $902,726. And the last contract was for plumbing and fire suppression. The lowest responsible bidder was AKC Mechanical LLC, and their total amount bid was $552,275. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the mayor and city clerk to enter into a contract with the aforementioned bidders and the stated amounts for the Public Works Facility, ARPA project number 27. Further, that all unit prices, all other alternates not previously mentioned, 1A, 2A, 3, 4, 5, and 7, and all other bids be, and they are hereby rejected, and all bid bonds accompanying said bids shall be returned to the unsuccessful bidders. Further, that the designated official shall prepare contracts, and the successful bidders shall furnish the required bonds for their respective contracts in accordance with the specifications and to the satisfaction of City Council, and contracts are contingent upon final review and approval of the city solicitor.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? I'll just make a quick comment. I know if you listen closely or if you're reading this, these are some huge numbers, right? It totals maybe $7-8 million. This is going to go toward a public works garage. It's going to be built on Route 291. It's a new place for our public works crew to hang out, park their vehicles, the salt shed. if you saw what they were in now, you'd understand why we're making this very huge investment. I want to make one correction. During the State of the City address, which I gave, and there were a lot of words, I misspoke. And the error that I made seems to get repeated in the newspaper. At the time, we were estimating that this would cost $6 million, but I mistakenly said $60 million during the State of the Union, and somehow the lady at the newspaper, whenever she references this, she says $60 million. So if you see that, that's wrong. It's closer to 6 million, and as you can see, it's probably closer to 8. So if you see 60 million, it is not a $60 million public works garage. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Gibson Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution, whereas pursuant to 11 PA-CSA, Section 12010, entitled School Crossing Guards, the city is required to appoint school crossing guards to control and direct traffic at or near schools. And whereas the City of Chester entered into a one-year service contract with SCM Management LLC to provide safety advocate management services for the 2024 through 2025 academic calendar year. And whereas on January 22nd, 2025, Chester City Council approved Resolution 21-2025 to amend the service contract with SCM Management LLC to increase the number of safety advocates by 4, to add 4 additional locations that have been identified as necessary, and to increase the hours for safety advocates at specified locations for the remaining 84 school days of the 2024 through 2025 academic calendar year, effective February 1st, 2025. And whereas the parties desire to extend the term of the original service contract and its amendment to cover the 2025 through 2026 academic year. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby approve extending the current service contract and its amendment with SCM Management LLC for the 2025 through 2026 academic year in an amount not to exceed $471,050, with the Chester Upland School District, as required by law, to pay 50% of the all costs of the aforementioned contract, which sum shall be paid at the time or times as agreed upon between the city and the school district. Further, it does hereby authorize the mayor to execute the extension to the service contract for and on behalf of the City of Chester.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I do have a question. Have we been in conversation with the school district regarding their 50% of the contract?
I did reach out to Receiver Nichols at the school district. In fact, I saw him on Friday. We made a point to get together to discuss that. There's some cash flow issues that we're all having these days, but he's very aware of this contract. He's familiar with the numbers. We'll work out the details on the 50-50 split.
Thank you.
All right, so that begs another comment. What we're talking about is crossing guards. For those of you who remember, as recent as a couple years ago, the city employed crossing guards, and we realized it could be done better. So we have no jurisdiction over the school district or its affairs, but we share the same children, right? And the city takes the responsibility very seriously that kids get to and from school safely by engaging in a contract with Safe Corridors, or as they're described here, SCM Management. They've done such a good job last year that we're extending the current service contract, as it says here in the resolution. Some of the things that we had to pay for last year, we don't have to pay for this year. So the contract is even lower than it was last year. Although the contract's through us, there's a 50-50 split for paying for it between ourselves and the school district, and that's what Council Lady was referring to. Whenever we extend a current contract, we're happy with the services, so we're going to work out the finances between us, Madam Clerk.
Councilors Gibson, Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West. Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby engage the services of EJM Advisory Firm, LLC, to provide ongoing analysis of the Chester Police Department operations and ad hoc advisory services for a 12-month period for an annual amount of $12,000. Further, that it does hereby authorize the proper city official to execute any documents necessary for the engagement of services for and on behalf of the city.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson, Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West. Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes.
Resolution, a resolution of the City of Chester, Delaware County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, establishing procedures and adopting policies to address the receipt, retention, requests, responses, and dissemination of information containing confidential security information received by the City of Chester from a public utility.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Gibson, Williams.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
West. Davis.
Yes.
Mayor Roots.
Yes. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
I do that pretty smoothly. We have one report and two presentations, so we're going to start with the reports. Who's representing our block captain committee today? Maybe we aren't having a report. So we're,
I can make
Oh,
the quick
okay.
announcement. Good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Tibbles, Special Assistant to Mayor Roots, and essentially the Block Captain Committee just wanted to remind everyone that on this Saturday, July 26th, from 10 a.m. to noon, over in Holy City, we're going to be doing a cleanup just of the neighborhood over there. So we'll have trash pickers and gloves and trash bags. If you guys would like to come over and help with the monthly cleanup, we'll be excited to have you join. So keep an eye out for this. The next one in August is going to be in Highland Gardens, and ultimately aiming to do a citywide cleanup of sorts in September, at the end of September. So thank you.
all right, so when is the cleanup in Holy City?
The cleanup in Holy City, and it's on this flyer that you can pick up on the outside table this Saturday, July 26th, from 10 a.m. to noon.
Okay. So when we talk about Holy City, it's not just the street, but the alleys, the back alleys as well. Is there an opportunity for more block captains across the city? And if so, how do people connect with us? Connect with us. Hint, hint.
Yes, sir. So the Block Captain Committee last month accepted around 40 residents to be block captains, really sprinkled across the entire city. But of course, we're not covering every block or every neighborhood in the city. So we'd love to have more residents join, apply to be block captains. And the two main responsibilities of being a block captain, one is to just help really cleaning up on your block. Helping get some of your neighbors out and just clean up every so often. But the Block Captain program's also been doing monthly targeted cleanups around the city, so you can join in those as well. The second responsibility, besides cleanup, is communication, just communicating with your neighbors about some of the things that are happening around the city, some of the resources. A lot of these things are just right here on this flyer. If you want to apply to be a block captain, it's a pretty simple application. It's available on our website at chestercity.com. You can also download our Chester City Connect app, and there's a link right in the app where you can click on block captains to get the application and more information. We have physical copies here in City Hall if you'd like to pick one up as well.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for people who are not familiar with Holy City, can you let them know where that is?
Yes, sir. So Holy City I don't know, what is the main street, 7th?
8th and Sproul.
8th and Sproul, but then like the mayor said, there's kind of these two alleys on either side. We're just going to be right at 8th and Sproul to meet up, but then we'll sort of fan out, you know, into the alleys and the surrounding blocks there.
And one more thing. Let's talk about our association with Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful and what that brings to the block captain program.
Sure. So, Mayor and Council approved last year an affiliation with Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful, which is a nonprofit group here in Pennsylvania. And essentially, they give micro grants every quarter to the block captain program to help provide supplies and other things that we need for cleanups and materials. And also for each individual block captain who joins, we're trying to get them to sort of adopt their block with Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. They'll give signage that shows that that block has been adopted. We as the city will be able to install Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful signs all across the city. And they also provide some other materials and resources for cleaning up to the individual block captains.
All right, that was a great commercial.
I would like to know if arrangements have been made to centralize the trash that you clean up from the area. You know, where are you going to get assistance from Public Works to have those bags of trash picked up from a central location?
Yes, Councilwoman. We've had a good partnership. I'm kind of serving as a link between the block captain committee and the city. So what we've been doing is we've had Public Works sometimes come out before the cleanup to get some of the bulk things. And then after the cleanup, during the cleanup, we put all the trash bags in 1 or 2 spots. And then I show Public Works where that is. They come in a couple days later and pick up the trash for us.
So I just wanted to know if you made that connection again for this one.
All right, thanks for that question. Your clarification, like what's Holy City? I remember when I lived in Philadelphia, they would always say, go on the avenue. What avenue? So that's important. We just take those things for granted when we live here. We've got a presentation from our fire commissioner, Commissioner J.P. Shirley, who's going to introduce one of our newest hire, if not our newest hire, something he and the former commissioner have been begging for forever. I'm so glad we got here, and that's an emergency management specialist.
Good morning, Mayor, Council, residents. Kind of took my my introduction. Previous Chief of Staff Leonard Leitner had us doing, this is the funny story to do the introduction, had us doing records retention. So we were going through a lot of our old files. I actually found a memo from previous Commissioner Jim Johnson, who was here in 2009 when I started, requesting this position be filled back in 2009. So this is a very, very long time coming. It is emergency management specialist. I'm going to bring her up in just a minute to introduce herself. I'm not going to steal too much of her thunder, but long time coming. This is going to be a great hire, and she's going to explain to you when we think of emergency management, we think of just emergencies, and there's so much more to it. And she's, you know, for a city, especially a city of our size and everything we've got going on in it, it needs a dedicated full-time position. So I am thankful that Mayor, Council, Chief of Staff, the receivers team all realize the value in this position, and we have her here with us. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Bridget Payne.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bridget Payne. I'll be working.
Hold on, a little slower. With your name.
I'm a little nervous, sorry. My heart's letting me know it's working.
Okay.
My name is Bridget Payne. I will be working in emergency management with the City of Chester under the supervision and support of Chief Shirley. A little bit about myself. I have 17 years experience in emergency services, beginning in emergency communications. I later transitioned into emergency management administration with the focus on operational efficiency and improvement planning. Okay, thank you very much. You're right on it. Just to talk a little bit about the emergency management cycle, if you want to get to the next slide there. Preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation. It is something that is a continuous cycle. The goal is to reduce the long-term impacts and reduce the loss of life. I explained it a little bit more. I'm kind of briefly going through the slides, but preparedness is, oh, am I not? Sorry. I'm a little short, too. Preparedness is building partnerships before disaster occurs. Response is immediate action to stabilize an incident. Strong coordination is key between our police, fire, and EMS responders. Recovery helps the community return to normal through repairs and support programs like our our damage assessment to help rebuild our infrastructure. And mitigation reduces further risk, like cleaning storm drains before heavy rains or providing cooling stations during heat waves. Building a network with anyone from our public works to our finance departments to our faith-based organizations, schools, and local businesses can all play a role in help reducing long-term negative effects. So the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and emergency management. Pennsylvania is one of only 4 states that are considered a commonwealth. Basically stating what that means, it's founded for the common good. And explaining where the municipality of the city of Chester falls in is we are the first line of defense. But when support is needed and it goes beyond our span of control, we can request the assistance through the county, and if it goes beyond that, it can lead up to PEMA, the state, and up to FEMA at a federal level. And just going through it real quick, thank you. Emergency management is here for the well-being of our residents. We can all play a role, big or small, and help build a strong and resilient community. So thank you very much for standing up here. Is there any questions or anybody?
I do. So you'll be working full-time?
Yes.
And so I know we don't have emergency crisis every day. So what does a normal day look like for you? What you'll be doing to, I guess, to prepare for a crisis or, during the average day?
I mean, it's always not just involved in something that's an emergency right now. Being able to connect with, getting to know everybody here, getting to learn about the Chester City Connect, just building those relationships, building those communications, building the networks so that when there is an incident, I'm not trying to figure out, well, who's this person or who's this person, or hey, meet you for the first time. We can kind of build all that and just kind of make everything stronger. And we don't want to figure it out when a disaster hits. We want to have it prepared before anything happens on blue sky days, if that's what you want to consider.
I can tell you're nervous.
I am.
Because there's so much more there, but that's a great question. You were with the county for 17 years.
I was, yes.
And how many people are in the county's EMS world?
I mean, it depends on what you look for. I mean, in the 911 center, I believe there's about 70 employees. And then maybe there's about 30 to 40 that work in the administration side. So, at any point in time, there's 365, 24 hours a day. There's somebody in there answering the phone for you. But then, there's the emergency management department there and special operations that are key to helping support whenever the municipal level may need support and things like that. We can always call on them to help if it goes out of our span of control. So it's nice to have that.
Well, that's the key there. Like, the county is really built for EMS, for the municipalities in the county, but it helps to have that, at least a representative in the municipalities. And in one like Chester, it's almost, it should be required. Why is that? When we talk about the relationships, the ones that are really important that you miss that we know you're going to be responsible for is the industries and the companies that operate here in the city of Chester. They all have, let's just call it chemicals to manufacture the things that they make. And after they make whatever they're making with those chemicals, there becomes waste material or toxic waste. I'm not sure right now if we have an inventory of every chemical that every company is using, and in the event of a fire, she would be the one to, let our fire department know what exists down there. We have railways that come through our city carrying some pretty dangerous stuff. you know, if there were, let's say, an explosion on Front Street with some of the chemical that heads down to the refinery, she would be at the front lines of that. She should know and will know, you know, everything that's coming through, in and out of the refinery, and how we would respond. To have to count on the county for that, that's a level above what we need. Things as simple as, oh, and we have water. So flooding, like you said, cleaning out drains and all that type of stuff, that's emergency management. And then simple things like crowd control is something that is important. There's just so much in emergency management. And administration, like I would consider you an administrator in the department, and we had a resolution that we approved earlier with the EJM advisory firm, who is sort of an administrative arm that we're hiring for the police department. We have great police officers, we got great firefighters, but sometimes the number crunching and the data gathering gets lost because they're just so busy doing their job. Happy to have you.
Yeah, I can make a comment on it too, that,
1 second, Council Lady.
oh, I apologize. The county just hired a new chemical specialist too that we'll be in communication with, so things like that, when we work with the industry and what comes through here, well, I already have that connection built out through there, so we can be more informed, we can create a system for our responders, so if there ever is an incident, I can have it all ready for them.
We have a question from Council Lady West.
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't catch the name, but will this person/entity have a connection or will be working with the DEP and EPA as it relates to chemicals and things that are being used or manufactured down at those companies on the waterfront? Because I know we, like PQ Corporation, we have, I think they deal with chemicals, and I know they've been under a careful eye in the past, but will our entity be connecting with those agencies outside? Maybe they have a listing of what's being manufactured down at the waterfront at those various companies.
Oh, I'll just answer that real quick. The short answer is yes. The main responsibility is to make sure that the companies have the records that they're required to have with regard to the chemicals that they're storing them properly, and that they're disposing of them properly. And when all that's in place, you know, we will do those periodic checks where we'll just, you know, open the cabinet, open the drawer, let us read your, they still call them MSDSs, manufacturer safety data sheets, or UN something related.
They're SDS sheets now, and well, Councilwoman.
Get to the mic, please.
They're SDS sheets now, and it's Tier 2 reporting, which they're legally required to do. We do get the Tier 2 reports, but she'll be a lot more heavily involved with this. So the one thing I will want to point out, I know I didn't want to say it before she came up to make her even more nervous, but you know, she told me that she was very nervous coming up and speaking. She's not a good public speaker yet. She'll get better at it. But no, emergency management is just, it's all encompassing. There's so much more to emergency management other than just emergencies. Against that preparedness, you know, we're working on a situation with a property here in the city with potentially having to relocate people. She's going to play into that, connecting her with the health commissioner. So there's just, there's so much to the job. And Councilman Green, to your question, this is a brand new position. While we're not looking to reinvent the wheel, we're going to copy and paste from other cities, but this is the first time we've ever had something like this, so it's very new for all of us, and we're basically laying the foundation so that moving forward, we'll be able to respond the way we're supposed to. So, thank you.
Great, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
The next presentation is from our own Amanda Johnson. She is spearheading Jumpstart Chester. Jumpstart Chester. That's a catchy name. Jumpstart's sort of a trade name. Chester is us. And I'm not going to steal your thunder. Let's see if we can get your graphic up, though, before you get started.
If not, hopefully I will not be that long.
Yeah, because I know you're going to be quick.
So I apologize for throwing this on you guys because I just realized as we were preparing for our marketing material that this was the last council meeting before the end of the month. So Jumpstart Chester, if you are not aware of Jumpstart Chester, this is going to be a program that will be one day a week for 4 weeks. We're going to teach people how to develop property in the city of Chester. We want to address the blight, the housing situation, and the awesome thing about Jumpstart Chester is this is actually built off a model that has already started in Philadelphia. And the awesome thing is that you're going to hear a lot about Jumpstart Wilmington, Jumpstart Philly, Jumpstart Germantown, because in Philly, they have already announced that governor and mayor in Philadelphia are using their Jumpstart program to do, the 30,000 homes or something that's a part of their program, Jumpstart Philly and Jumpstart Germantown. So Jumpstart Chester is going to be something that's going to be jumping off August. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. August 1st, we are going to start accepting applications for mentors and mentees. So I'm going to say mentors again because we have an individual who is an established contractor. I won't look at him in this room, who will be getting an invitation to be a part of our mentoring program. But I'm not going to take up too much time, but I just wanted to at least let you know that Jumpstart Chester is jumping off on August 1st, 2025. If you go to Jumpstart Chester Facebook page, you can actually stay in contact with us, get some information. You can also reach us at jumpstartchester@gmail.com. If you want to speak to me directly, my number is 610. This is recorded, so y'all can go back. 447-7793. And we are also going to be looking to work with our high school students to get them to sit in on the classes, even though they cannot take the class. But we want them to get in, sit on the classes, give them that exposure. So you never know who might be our next developer, maybe graduating and developing probably while in high school. So Jumpstart Chester is starting August 1st. We are hoping to have our first class in October. So if you know anyone that's interested or that is doing development and want to be a part of this program, because the incentive is once you become a Jumpstart graduate, we will actually assist with funding your project. Not the full thing, but have assistance with funding the project. So that is what makes this different. We're going to be coming together. We're going to have different networking sessions. If you're finding yourself getting stuck in a certain area or have questions, we're going to be coming back together. Okay, how can we get over that loop? What is going on that we can get you past that so that we can get houses built, so that we can get rehabs done? And I have to also plug in Grace Manor. Sorry. Grace Manor, if you live between 4th Street, 9th Street, between Booth and Ward, you are going to be considered the Grace Manor community. What is this about? Where Pulaski School was, they are going to be building brand new houses. Did I say that right? Y'all heard what I said? Brand new houses from the ground up, where Pulaski used to be. We're already developing. Somebody might be able to get a brand new house, I'm just saying. But if you live in that area, 9th Street to 4th, Booth to Ward, we have surveys going out. In order for us to move forward with the community part of the program, this is what's awesome about this. The fact that they're not just coming and building and leaving it alone. They're actually going to be doing some work for the owners of the houses in the neighborhood. Y'all heard that right? Now, if you live in that neighborhood, you can get some assistance. They're already starting to work on the front of people's houses, repainting, power washing. So if you haven't heard, please tell your neighbors. Right now, we're doing a survey. If you complete the survey, you don't have to own the home. We just need your feedback. If you complete the survey, you can get a $10, I believe it's a Walmart card. So reach out to me directly. I will drop it off. We need the surveys completed because we want to make sure you guys get assistance. A lot of people did not get assistance with the home rehab program. Are you flagging me, Mr. Brown? Okay. And Mr. Brown, I'm a blast. He didn't complete the survey and he live in the area. Bam. Okay. So I'm telling on me up there waving. How about you use that hand to fill out the survey? Okay. I'm sorry. But I'm excited because I know a lot of people expressed to me when they were filling out the rehab applications and didn't make the deadline that they needed help. So this survey is going to tell the people, the consultants, what's needed in the area so that we can get some more help. So please, if you have not completed the survey, I've seen some people who already did, but it wasn't Mr. Brown. If I gotta get him for y'all. But please, I love you, Mr. Brown. Please, just go ahead and tell them, Grace Manor, reach out to me. Jumpstart Chester is jumping off, so thank you. Sorry about that.
Wait. Don't go nowhere.
Sorry. I reclaim my time, Mr. Brown. Yes.
So I know you talked a little bit about funding.
Yes.
And I know now Philadelphia, they're investing $2 billion to build all of those
Yes.
houses, and a lot of it's coming through their Jumpstart. So how is the funding going to work here in the city? And you said you know, if they complete the program, you guys will help them with funding.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like and what is that process going to be?
So you will have to apply, but the good thing is that we actually have some internal funding, so you'll be actually applying with us, so you won't have to run straight to the bank. Of course, we're going to show you how to fill out the applications for the bank because you'll need additional funding, but we have actually had people donate money already to the Jumpstart program that will allow at least several of them to get a couple $1,000s towards their program. Now, the good thing is that if we do great with this program, which we will, that means we get more funders, which means we get more money. So that means maybe we can do $100,000, $200,000 as they invest. So again, this is the beginning of something great, and we can do it if we come together. But that's right now we're starting small, but we've already had over $75,000 donated to the program that will be able to get funding towards our program. And that's just the start. We're still looking for more people, but again, when we come out, blazing and building, we hope more people will come, bring more funding, and then that'll be right in-house. They don't have to jump through the hoops, and we'll be able to get some stuff built in the city of Chester. Any other questions?
Also include credit counseling.
Yes, this program will include whatever they need. The awesome thing about this is that it's the first cohort, is what they call them. Whatever we see that is needed, if it's not in the first session, we're going to add it. But we will have follow-up sessions. If anybody that graduates from Chester Jumpstart says that they're having a struggle with getting a project done, we're going to find an answer or a solution for that problem. So if they need credit, we will get them credit. As you know, we already have the first-time home buyers program who goes through credit and financing and insurance and all of that. So we already have people that are knowledgeable in that. So yes. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Right, good job. So this kind of checks a box for me. One of my visions is to bring workforce development to the city of Chester. This is an opportunity for that to happen. A lot of people would love to see more vocational training going on throughout the city. You know, it's one thing to teach someone how to swing a hammer and pull a wrench, but this program actually applies to learning those skills for a specific purpose. The purpose being to build homes, renovate homes. So when you're engaged in this program, you're learning how to use the tools, read the blueprints, do the contracts, get bidders, the whole process. So that's beautiful. Amanda is just the, if you will, the program manager for this, but I have to give credit truly where credit is due, and it kind of speaks to your question. Where's the money coming from? Jumpstart isn't something that you can just sign up for and it's going to operate on behalf of whatever. There's a price to pay to buy into this, and the money came from the Riverfront Alliance of Chester. So this program is really under their umbrella. The Riverfront Alliance, if you're not familiar with them, are large Chester businesses, most of them operating on the waterfront. A lot of stuff that they do is community related. It's not just to the waterfront, but a lot of it isn't public. But when I can tell you, because I sat in the room, I sit in the rooms of those Riverfront Alliance meetings, it took them one presentation, and they took a vote right then and there and said that they would invest, and it was 6 figures, out of the Riverfront Alliance to get this started. So I'm going to give them a hand. If you want to join me, let's do it. Because they absolutely didn't have to. So thank you to the Riverfront Alliance of Chester. That's it for presentations. Public comment time, our favorite time.
Before we do public comment, I have a question that I need to ask both you and Commissioner Blackwell. I have been receiving text messages, inboxes about the recent incident that happened with an officer, Chester police officer, and one of our community members. And we were told that there will be an investigation, but our community hasn't heard anything about what has happened to the officer. Instead, he's back on the street. So I want to know, when will the public know the information that was found in the investigation about the officer? Or how that process works when an incident like that occurs?
Yeah, you can step up. The incident she's referring to is an arrest that was made on 291 in Curlin Street. There was a video taken that circulated, so immediately we put that officer on administrative leave, and the investigation was taken to the DA's office. The DA's office did their investigation, cleared the officer. The officer is back to work. You want to take it from here?
I can. Good morning, everybody. City Council, Mayor,
Good morning.
community.
Good morning.
On June 12th, I received written documentation, and email documentation that Officer Brzezinski had been cleared by the Special Investigations Unit of Delaware County. I am not privy to their procedure of what they did in this investigation and how they came to their findings, but he was cleared of all wrongdoing or any illegal or misconduct. If you have any additional questions, you should reach out to the District Attorney's Office.
Well, thank you for that information, but it doesn't say anything. We talk about accountability, and everybody's seen that video.
You saw a part of it. You
Well,
didn't see the video.
Well, where's the rest of the video?
Again, the District Attorney's Office. The press release that was put out when this happened that same afternoon told everybody exactly what we saw and how it was being handled and who was handling it. That's who will answer those questions. I can't stand here and say what they should have done or what they did. It's not my place, nor was it my investigation. They have trained professionals out the District Attorney's Office who were tasked to investigate the video and the officer, and that's what they did.
So then, for our constituents, do we need to reach out to the district attorney to have them make a statement as to what they found in the investigation? I mean, because we saw one part, and that part looks like he was getting beat pretty bad. So would we reach out to the district attorney then? Or should an email be sent to him? Because no one responded to my emails. You did respond to my question, but the public needs to know. And so I don't want to have to answer all those questions because that is not my job. But accountability needs to be shown, and we do need to know what happened. That's all I'm asking.
Again, it's not my investigation, nor will I speak about their investigation.
Well, who can we reach out to? Just the district attorney?
It was their investigation, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll reach out with an email.
Yes, ma'am.
Or a phone call just to get some kind of statement, because just to see him back out on the streets after seeing what we all saw
Understandable.
would make anybody question, well, what happened? You know, and so communication is key, and I just want our community to be treated fairly.
I understand. That's why it was communicated very early on who was leading the investigation. So if there were questions, that's who should be answering them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
and I'm going to make it clear, I don't want it to be implied that we received, I'm speaking specifically me and the commissioner, the results of their investigation other than he was cleared.
Correct.
That's really all we had. Thank you. Jarvis Turner. Nasir Jihad. Joala Scouts.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mayor, City Council, Chester community and visitors. You know, today, really I'm here for an item on my honey-do list. I know you all know about the honey-do list. When my wife came, she had a couple questions. When I seen Dr. Motley was here, but she not here. I need to see if I could get an address, if maybe somebody had an address for her. I mean, not an address, an email. If I could get an email for her, and then talk to someone in reference to abandoned vehicles. We starting to get a couple abandoned vehicles up around the masjid and along one of her family member streets. So if somebody could direct me to abandoned vehicles. And then, lastly, I see the police commissioner is here, that I was going to talk to her, that I spoke with her at last meeting. But now hearing her speak about this issue, from what she directed me to speak to, I don't know if I need to go back to make it clear. But this is why I'm going to go back to the first meeting I came. That might have been back in January. I mean, not January, June, something like that. And being here at the meeting, being here at the meeting, we was at the meeting. They had some officers that was promoted and everything. I left the meeting. About 2 hours later, I get a phone call that my father was tied up, beaten, and robbed. So now I go over there to check it out, and I see all the officers. So they was like, yo, I just seen you. And I'm saying the same thing. I just seen you. But just to bring up this, what I'm talking about, since then, I have been trying to get information from the officer. I've been calling and calling from who took the report. The commissioner told me that I need to talk to the detective. It was transferred to him. Now, since then, I've been calling and calling the detective, and I'm not getting no responses. So now when I hear her say that, and following the procedure, which I understand procedure, but we not getting no answers. We not getting no answers. And watch what I say, but times is different. And I hope everybody here understand, if it was your father, how would you feel? If it was your uncle, how would you feel? Everybody don't take things lightly. Thank you.
We can get you the email address for Dr. Motley. With regard to abandoned vehicles, what I'm about to say applies to everyone within earshot here. In the future, that app that we were talking about, the Chester Connect app, once we get this last feature put on, which will probably roll out toward the end of the year, you'll be able to take your phone, if you see an abandoned vehicle, click, send it right to where it needs to go. What is the email address or phone number to report abandoned vehicles? Yeah, come to the mic. And there's two flavors of abandoned vehicles, so when you do report them, just be clear to us, because it helps, because two different departments deal with the two different situations. So there's abandoned vehicles that are out parked on the curb. That would be public streets. That would be something handled by the police department. If you see abandoned vehicles on lots, in yards, that would be a license and inspection and maybe even a zoning issue if it's related to some business. I'm not asking you to differentiate the two. I'm just telling you, once those requests come in here, we have to segregate one from the other. So if you're reporting abandoned vehicles, it would be helpful when they come in to let us know that it's at the 900 block of XYZ Street. Photos help too. If you see cars out here with no license plate, expired stickers, or you just know can't be operable, flat tires, you see a lot of debris under the car, we come out, the police department will come out, investigate, run the tags, get in touch if they can with the owners, throw an abandoned sticker. They get 10 days?
7 business days.
7 business days to get rid of it, and then it's gone. There's another process if it's on a lot. So abandoned vehicles just aren't, what may look abandoned to you may legally not be abandoned. More times than not, we know what an abandoned vehicle is. I'm encouraging you to report them. It's part of our Cleaning Up the City initiative. We need all eyes. If Lady Commissioner here were to really tell you how much I bug her about abandoned vehicles as I go around the streets, I shouldn't be the only eyes and ears when we ride by these vehicles. Trucks are left on city streets. It's just a lot. We need all your help in identifying these, and it does matter.
Okay, so for the email to report abandoned vehicles, it's going to be a capital abndmv@chesterpolice.org. You can utilize that email, but you can always just call 911. The officer who actually is tasked just to that solely works Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. However, we do have officers that are working. If we found them to be health and safety tows, jagged edges as a result of a vehicle being crashed, missing windows or things like that, officers should address it immediately. To you, sir, I apologize on behalf of the police department because there's never an excuse. It's a phone call. Before we leave here today, you will be in contact with that detective and you will receive information. Again, I would like to say I'm everywhere all the time, but I'm not. I would like to say everybody who wears a uniform is going to treat you the way I would, but they won't. But once it's brought to my attention, you do not have to wait to city council to bring anything to my attention. Police stations I'm there Monday through Friday, 4th floor. You got an issue or a problem, just come on upstairs. That's all I have.
Put the mic down. Go ahead, Councilor.
Mayor,
Yep.
I want to know, when I have issues with abandoned cars on the street, I always call. And, but independent of someone calling in, are there routine checks done by the personnel that's in charge of abandoned cars?
Let me just preface the answer that's going to come. I've asked that same question, and you're going to get the same answer I got.
That's correct. Yes, he is tasked to actually go and look for abandoned vehicles. He just doesn't respond. He should be actively looking for abandoned vehicles. Again, if you have an abandoned vehicle and it appears as if the police have not addressed it, call us. Call the police, 911. Don't call the non-emergency number. If you're calling, it's an emergency to you.
Thank you. What do I want to say? Our police forces, we have less police officers than we're budgeted for. The police force, I should say, not just officers, but the police force is running very lean. And when we were talking about abandoned vehicles, you kept hearing about that person who handles abandoned vehicles. Let's stress it, it's a single person. It's a single person out there who, when he gets calls, he does the investigation, he does the stickers, he runs the tags. He's the guy that we also want out there roaming up and down the streets, identifying, abandoned vehicles. He's a guy that sometimes gets sick. He's a guy that sometimes takes vacation. He's a guy, I mean, it's just a single person that works Monday through Friday. All we can do is compile a list, and he gets to it. Don't we wish we had a team of maybe 4 or 5 tow trucks just riding around? We don't have that. So I just want you to know from our perspective that the staffing for abandoned vehicles is one officer. But we want to hear about every abandoned vehicle that you think is out there, because we do want to clear these streets. There are more junk cars in the city than ever. You know, they're on lots, they're behind walls. It's, I don't know, Chester is fast becoming the place where abandoned vehicles or broken vehicles or damaged vehicles come to die. Some of it is sometimes our repair shops. You know, if they don't have lots, they're parking the, repair cars up and down the sidewalks. Right, Council Lady West? I mean, that's one of her real pet peeves. So we're on it. Give her a mic. Yeah.
But can I ask you a quick question? The encampment that's down by the church at St. Daniel's Church at 4th and Edward Street. I mean, what are we doing to address that encampment? That's, I guess, since it's up on a property, it's an L&I issue.
Yeah, we're not going to get into details, but yes, L&I is all over it. I just talked to the owner a couple of days ago. There's a good chance that will be gone forever by next year. So yeah, he knows we're on his. Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, he's been on my list for a long time.
Yeah, he's a guy who abandoned, not abandoned, but inherited that from someone else, and there's a lot of confusion as to what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do. So there's a lot of factors there. It's an eyesore, but if you go by there, you'll see that he has responded to some of the things that we've asked him to do, particularly moving cars right off the street next to those containers. Who we have? Hodges Cobb Jr.? Did I say that right? Thanks. No, just a reminder, you got 3 minutes. We prefer public comments, but we try not to ignore questions too.
All right, greetings, Mayor, greetings, councilwomen, councilmen, staff, and the beautiful people of Chester. In light of the situation with our hospital, to no prevail to us, we have a crematorium located on 24th Street that's releasing particles that could be hazardous or not hazardous. I'm just asking, can we leave that on the forefront and make sure we keep that in mind, because now, more than ever, every second counts if it's a medical emergency or something like that. In the light of that, I would like to also bring up, from talking to some of our seniors, is it a way that we could find relief for our seniors paying taxes that's been lifelong residents, saying about 80 years up? Because we're definitely in a recession, even though they don't tell us, and all I hear from them is how much this costs more and this is, and they still paying these taxes, and I'm like, But that's just a situation I want to bring that forefront. Another situation also that I noticed, we have a lot of individuals who doesn't stop at stop signs. It's amazing how they just coast through. They see if you're going to stop, they just keep on going. And a tragedy is waiting right in our backyard. And my last but not least, if you own a pet, please keep a bag in your pocket. Just because the lawn is green doesn't mean it's a park and they can do what they want. And I yield. Thank you and have a nice day.
Is this your first time up here?
No.
Okay. I don't remember seeing you, but please come again.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. Stockman, Geo Stockman.
Morning, fine leaders of the city. My question is brief. I don't really know who to direct it to, so anybody who could throw me back some type of clarity, I would appreciate it. I live up on 13th Street, and Park Authority has now put signs up. I came over here before, but they put signs up saying that we live now in Zone 1 and that we got to register all vehicles to the houses that live on that block. Now, the explanation I was given was that overflow from parking from Crozier Medical Center was the reason why they was changing this zone so people who live there would be able to park there. My question is, being as though that Crozier isn't there anymore, why are we still zoned as a park that, and it's only like 7 houses on our block? So like, anybody could help me out with that.
Is that all you have?
That's it.
Okay, you can have a seat and I'll respond as to what's going on there. So what he's talking about is the residential, what do we call it? The residential permit parking program. Just to give you a little history, that was as a result of you guys. People, throughout the city who are challenged with parking for various reasons. It could be you live near Widener and the students are parking, in front of your house or in front of your driveway. The Crozier, houses that are around Crozier Hospital was also concerning, that people visiting patients, doctors, nurses, staff was parking in the neighborhoods. The stadium area was a concern. Downtown here, right behind me, people parking in front of businesses, hopping on SEPTA, coming back late in the day. The cars are out there. So the way to address that, and this was the past administration, was to form a residential permit parking program. We know that the company that was originally contracted to do that work is no longer with us, and a new parking management company is in its place. And they're following the same rule book that was developed for the first parking authority. I agree with those of you who think this needs to be revisited, and it certainly is. I mean, we've sat down with the chief, with the receiver. I think we have a meeting August 4th, with us and the parking authority to look at this again. I actually brought it up with regard to the neighborhood you're wrapped up in Crozier. Before Crozier closed, they actually stopped charging for parking in the parking lots. I kind of joked that residents should start parking in there because the employees are no longer parking on your street. So there was reason to even revisit that back when parking became free. Sometimes government just works too slow. I will admit that. But on August 4th, we are going to sit down with the intent of making the adjustments that are necessary. We will report back what we find then. So if you guys can just hang in there. In the meantime, please share your opinions, because when we go into that meeting, it's not a us against them, it's a us trying to get them to come up with a program that really is targeted to the areas in the city that really need permit parking. And it's not all the areas that are currently in the old developed process. So I apologize to some of you who are out there who have bought, I'm not apologizing to anybody who bought the permit because that's required, but for those of you who haven't purchased your permit and are getting notices and are getting tickets, that's just the way the system works right now. We're looking to make some tweaks and corrections, sincerely are. So we will be reporting back on that immediately. You have anything else to say to that, Chief, since we're going to be in that meeting together? I think that says it all.
It'll be a good meeting.
It'll be a good meeting. I have an S.J. Dennis, I believe. Oh, Susan. Hi.
Good morning, Council, Mayor and Council, and community members.
Good morning.
My question is twofold, well, quite a few. Curb cuts. Who decides? I see the city is doing a lot of curb cuts. I was wondering who's responsible or who initiates or who decides what areas they park. And the reason why I was, okay.
We don't have to pay Mr. Washington
Thank you.
for that, do we?
And the reason why I'm asking about the curb cuts is because they started curb cuts, I guess about maybe 4 years ago, or it might be a little longer, in Nova Vista, but they didn't finish. So Ginkgo Lane and what is that, Shaw Terrace don't have them. But there's a lady who lives on Ginkgo Lane, and she uses one of those, what do you call them, scooters. And she's unable to get, I mean, they have, the curves there are so high. They're even higher than any other place I've ever seen, so I don't know who designed that. But they don't have the curb cuts, and she has to go down driveways in order to get down. So I was just wondering who makes the decision on where they might go. And then my other question is, okay, go ahead.
Let's deal with that one first.
All right.
Stop the clock, please.
Mm-hmm.
When you say curb cuts, I think it means,
You know, the handicap for the
yeah,
handicap.
there you go, right on the corners
Right.
that are being installed.
Yes.
The city is not doing that, but it is being done throughout the
Yes.
city, so that's absolutely true. We're going to have Andrew Heyman explain that process. He's
Mm-hmm.
right behind you. But you also mentioned high curbs, and it kind of made me smile inside because, you know, we need a lot of sidewalk work throughout the city, and with new sidewalks as we get them, there's going to be high curbs just to keep people from parking on the curbs. So I kind of like high
okay.
curbs. But in instances where you have, like you said, accessibility issues, you really need that, what you're describing as a curb cut. Those corner handicap, what's the right word, Andrew? Come on, help me out, buddy. To the mic. ADA ramps, there we go.
ADA ramps. Mm-hmm.
So slide over so he can address that for all of us. This is Andrew Heyman, our Director of Public Works.
Good morning, Council and Mayor. Thank you for having me up here today. So there are some ADA ramps going in a number of locations around the city. This work being done by PennDOT. So these are concrete ramps to help with what you're discussing. But it's not being done, like the mayor noted, by the city. It's being done by PennDOT. I think the project began about a month ago. With regard to any historical work, I wrote that down, Ginkgo Lane, Shaw Terrace. I'll look into that. I don't have an answer for that at this time, but depending on the location that would come through the Public Works Department, there are some adjustments, some other, there's another more complicated process for going through on a PennDOT road, accessing a PennDOT road, I believe, so.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Like, I see that work being done, and the improvements are, you know, significant, but sometimes those ADA accessible corners are put on really bad sidewalks. So it kind of looks funny. So what's the process in which PennDOT uses? Can we recommend that they do it? And if it's on roads that aren't theirs, I'm sure they're not going to do it.
I would say I assume that you're correct, but I could certainly look into that, and I can ask them for some clarity about those sidewalks. Absolutely.
Okay. And is it the case that if new sidewalks go in, they're required to put that ADA access on the corners? So let's say new construction is going to go on a street, and the sidewalk has to be redone. All new sidewalks are required to have those corners.
Typically, they do the ADA ramps when PennDOT comes in. That's generally.
No, I'm
what
just saying any new construction, anywhere in the city, if a new sidewalk had to be put in, is it required that the corners get done at the same time?
I believe so.
Okay, let's find that out. It is?
If there's a new development going up at the intersection and you've got two sidewalks right there at that corner, yes, an ADA ramp would be required.
So what I think you said, even if you're doing road work, okay. That's one of the challenges you have in an old city, that, you know, we're finally catching up to what is considered normal in new construction areas.
You'll actually see in certain areas where there's those ADA ramps that are in, and there's no sidewalk.
Well, that's what I was kind of referring to. It kind of looks weird, like the sidewalks, I said bad, but yeah, in some cases non-existent, but you see these. I know the Stormwater Authority was also required to do it when they were putting in new storm inlets. If it was near a corner, they had to do the corners as well. All right, so I think that's clearer for some of us. But typically when we mention the word curb cut, it's usually in the middle of a block. Somebody would cut the curb so a driveway could exist. So when I hear curb cut, that's what comes to mind. No, don't
So
be
that's-
sorry, but
Okay.
it ain't like I learned this 100 years ago either.
All right, so my other question is an update on Deshawn, the RFP, if you could give us some light on that?
Let's see who's here. I don't know what the update is. I know it's still out. Have bids? It's, I don't even know if bids are due yet.
I think respondents were due. I don't know. We'd have to get with the county.
Okay.
And get an update on that.
Yep. And we'll do
Okay.
that.
All right, thank you very much, that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Alethea Freeman. Come on, Alethea.
Good morning,
Good
Mayor.
morning.
Good morning, councilmen, council ladies. Good morning, Chester. Okay, I just wanted to give you an update on the case that we had last year, February. Say it again?
Who's we?
Me and my daughter.
Okay.
Okay. The case where she was attacked, she was drug out of her house, beat, stomped, and kicked. We went to media Friday last week, and I just wanted to let you all know that it is finally over. I have to accept what took place, and what took place is the people that did this to her got away with a slap on the wrist. They only have to pay her $800, and that's if they pay her. And it became a misdemeanor. Not even an assault. And that was all thanks to the 5 officers that took the report. They didn't even put in everything. They didn't include her medical records, and I have a problem with that. Even though it's over, it's not over for me, because I feel as though I let my daughter down because I kept telling her to call the police for help. And that's all they got. That's it. And I went and asked everybody for help. Everybody. And she was not helped. She wasn't helped. I asked to say some words to these people. And the judge let me. I don't want to hurt nobody's child. Not at all. And what I said is, I'm coming for the head. I'm coming for the head. So now you all know. I feel as though I was let down. I let my child down. And the police did absolutely nothing to help her. You're drug out your house. You're beat, stomped, and kicked. She has facial fractures that she can't even go to plastic surgeon to get them done because insurance don't pay for it. Because it's called cosmetic surgery. That's it.
Brown Williams.
Yes.
I ain't say that. But I've been understanding before they get you. Good evening, good morning, I know what it is. I rise this morning because my granddaughter, she been shot about 5 or 6 years ago down by Peterson Market. And some bitch in the world come and tell me nothing. Yet, I told the police where the truck was at and everything. But if you go there and shoot somebody, then they want to lock you up. But you'll be doing justified. Because these cops look like they don't want to do nothing. A lot of them, just like that cop beat that boy down there on Curran Street. Ain't nobody did a damn thing. It's a disgrace. In a predominant black neighborhood. We got black councils at all three ends. Only somebody be right up there on that board is Kenny Schuster. And it's a shame for y'all not to be saying nothing and doing nothing for our children. I looked this morning. I don't know if that's that man's niece or who we bring in. I'm paying for my children to go to school. They help my children out. Want them to have a better position. How in the hell are they gonna get a better position when y'all bringing everything in your white? And they don't live here. It'd be different if they were living here. But 95% of them don't live here. My children don't stand a chance. It's like a snowball in hell. And the next thing, I'm gonna leave that alone. The next thing, Holland Avenue. We'd grown up in the street. But y'all take care of that soccer field around there. Take care, yeah. We just like a prison in our own house when that soccer game going on. And 95% of the children can't even go there. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace what's going on in Chester. Chester needs to be better than that. Just like back in the days, John McClure wouldn't allow that to happen. Bell wouldn't allow that to happen. Jack Nicarella, damn sure wouldn't allow that to happen. Joe Ballard wouldn't allow it to happen. I don't think crazy as Aaron Wilson was, he wouldn't go for this, what's going on today. See, I know every mayor been there. I've been coming to council meeting ever since '67. And it's a shame how y'all going on. And like the thing out there, that's for funeral home. People rushing to get to the graveyard. Don't want to pay extra money. People should be able to talk about their property. Now, like I went yesterday and paid tax. We paying 2 drainage. It don't make sense. Ain't no other city do it. We paying for 2 drainage, and y'all ain't making no difference. Y'all ain't try to come and say, well, we gonna pay all the money to Delco, or either we gonna pay half to Delco and half to the stormwater. These old people ain't got no money like that.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I know that. That's funeral home time. I done tell you that before.
Well, then you're done.
When I go to,
Mr. Salim.
Okay. That's the way you feel, hell
Mr.
with you.
Salim. Salim's no longer here? Oh, there he is.
But y'all need to quit hiding all these white folks and putting no black folks to work. It's a disgrace in America. We live back in Jim.
All right, you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. No one talked over you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mayor, council, the citizens of the city of Chester, this fine city of Chester. My name is Amin Abdul Salim. I live 240 Patton Street in Chester. I'd like to just make a brief comment. I've been coming here a long time. I heard that Mr. Brown said he'd been coming here a long time, certainly. And, you know, we want to put things in perspective, and you want to know what, you know, how to put things in perspective. I've been coming here, Mayor Necrelli his cousin Battle, Mayor Leak, first African-American black woman, mayor, and on, to this mayor, here. We was putting this in true form, and we call it Mr. King, the straight way, the way that you're born on, the way that God, we return us back to your Lord you belong, and to your Lord you shall return. So, said all that to say that, certainly, and I was here ever since, and ran for office or anything. I didn't feel a need for it. But to bring us back to the straight way, the mustaqim, the only way that we can survive on. There's quite a bit to be said, and there is going to be said. We want to speak very briefly about down the road a bit. Beyond any one can see, no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, no mind could imagine this before. So we want to speak down that way. One day in the sight of your Lord is worth 50,000 of your years. Now, who can think? So we want to deal with that just briefly. There's so much. I've been hearing so much. But God is going to shorten this stuff. He's going to get rid of that which needs to be gotten rid of. God's in charge of all affairs. And we eliminating a lot of this is going to go. Yes. So I want to mention prayer in school, inshallah. I will just leave off what he said. And there's a response that I had that could respond to many that have been said. But if you want something to go out, you want something to, bring it to Chester. Bring it to Chester. Chester is getting rid of all this mess. Bring it to Chester. And it's out of here. This is unique. This is a unique. Many speak of things that happen to Chester. Bring it to Chester, inshallah. Don't bring it to Chester, but bring it to Chester. Once it comes to Chester, it's out of here.
20 seconds, sir.
It says in school, we want to get things back in order. And I know, Rahman, you who said, well, the reason we don't want prayer in school because the so-and-so, and they got rid of it. And we all going to come together and Tawheed, oneness of God. Everyone is going to be thinking of the one God, the one, so it says, do not get into all these names. It says just what is sufficient for you is Rahman, the merciful. So once we get back to prayer in school, inshallah, and it's going to be, our children going to appreciate this, it's going to be good, and we will tie us in as oneness of Allah. Rahman, it can apply to anyone. With that, sir, I appreciate your patience, your council members all, and I pray that as we move forward, leaving off that which you cannot take with you, and getting clear, each minute gets better for the believers in this, in your Lord. Inshallah. So I thank you, sir. I'm sorry to go in.
All right, that concludes public comment. Council, do we have anything to close with? All right. Yeah, everybody's. I'm remiss in not thanking Mr. Kyle Miller to stepping in for our solicitor today. Thank you so much.
Mayor.
You didn't have a lot of input, but
Mayor,
we always need you in the cut.
Mayor, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Salim.
I just wanted to leave in good faith, not just push, away, but just leave in good faith, because this is very extremely important. This is the only thing that can happen in the future. This is the only thing that can go forward. This is only thing that the soul will accept. So I do want you to give the sincere, attention, your undivided attention.
I'm going to take a minute from your time next time.
Yes, sir, inshallah. You take all three of them if you like, but don't.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sorry, sir.
I guess in closing, thank you for showing up. Thank you for all the public comment. I will say that this is not the Chester of 50 years ago. If you guys will compare the people who live in the town, the income of the people who live in the town, the condition of the town, you all know that, for those of us who are of a certain age, we do not have the same demographic that we had, as early as 30, 40, 50 years ago. So many visitors who come to town for the first time, one of the things that's almost consistent with all of them, and they say, Chester looks like a place where time has stood still for the last 30 or 40 years. One of the things that's going to transform Chester and bring it up to modern times is modernizing how we govern the city. And I will say in no uncertain terms, so much of city government resembles city government as it was in good times. So somebody even gave me a hand on that one. So that's our job, and it's not an easy job, and it's going to take some time to transform city government to address the needs, the challenges, with an eye for the future of Chester. I want to thank specifically the seniors who have just hung in here, to the point of the young man in the back who talked about taxes, tax relief, for seniors. The receiver's not here today, and he wanted to be here, but he had a car issue. Boy, something like that would really hit him right into the chest, because the only revenue the city receives is tax dollars. Unfortunately, the demographics of the city is that it's mostly the seniors that own the homes. So from a monetary and not as a being cold and callous, I totally agree with what you're saying, but that's not going to happen. But what should happen, and what I expect to happen, is when this town does transform itself, and when property values do creep up, and with property values come increased taxes, like cities just up the road, like Philadelphia, seniors who own homes, longtime homeowners, they should be protected against tax increases if and when their neighborhood raises in values. So that's the type of things that we'll keep an eye on, moving forward. But your statement was really sincere and heartfelt, and wish we could do it. Really wish we could do it. When 70, 60% of the people who live in the city are not taxpayers because they are renters, you have to make some adjustments. So that's what we're about. We'll never go down in history as the group that transformed the town overnight. Elected officials are sort of, as we go back to track and field, we're sort of like a relay team. We start things off, and then when the next group comes, we hope that they catch the baton and continue to run with it. So consider us, if it's a 4 by 400, we're taking that first lap to changing Chester so that it can address the needs of what Chester looks like right now. Thank you, guys. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, this meeting's adjourned.
Second. You didn't even get the second out.
Pass that down. Thank you.
Oh.